Now, if you're a regular listener to the Peapod, the weekly magazine show from Petersfield Community Radio, you'll know we attend the holiday show organised by Meon Valley Travel, who are based in the High Street.
That's right. And over the past week or so, we've been asking you to send us your questions on holidays and travel to put to Office Manager Nicki Lahiri. And I'm delighted to say she joins us on the line right now. Hi, Nicki. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Nicki.
Hi, very well, thank you.
So how are things at Meon Valley Travel right now?
Well, we are very busy in our leisure department, surprisingly. We've relocated the whole team to be working from home. So we're all communicating with each other on video calls, emails, WhatsApp. So even though there's no one in the high street offices, we're all still working away. We've been so busy, though, the last month, assisting people firstly coming home who were stranded abroad, and also now we're working on rescheduling holidays for those who are travelling in the next couple of months.
What happens with the rescheduling of holidays? How flexible are companies being about how you reschedule your holiday, and if you can get a refund? Are they putting in deadlines for when you can travel? What's going on?
I think it really depends what type of package you've booked and who you've actually booked it with. All of the packages that we sell at Meon Valley Travel are fully financially protected, so you're covered by ABTA and ATOL protection. Lots of travel companies are offering what are called Refund Credit notices. These are fully financially protected, and they offer you different rebooking options for either further in the year or into 2021. So there's some options that have been quite popular with people, because even though people can't travel at the moment, the holiday is something that lots of people look forward to. So actually having your holiday rebooked and sorted already for next year is offering quite a lot of people some comfort and something to look forward to.
And are a lot of people taking up that offer of rebooking for next year?
Yes, I think a lot of people are taking up the offers of rebooking. We've been very busy trying to get people's holidays changed. Obviously, some people are asking for refunds, which is something that we are processing. But we are asking people just to be patient with us and all of the travel providers. There's obviously been, an unprecedented situation in the travel industry. So the airlines and the hoteliers are all dealing with massive volumes of refunds, and that is making the refund process having a few delays, understandably.
So if people can't reschedule because of, their other sort of work commitments and their availability being fixed, does that mean that even if you were offering a refund credit note or a credit note, they'd be able to get a full refund instead as an option?
Again, it depends. It depends entirely on what type of package that you've booked. Some operators are asking clients to approach their travel insurance company in the first instance if they want a full refund. But as I say, the packages that we sell are all fully financially protected. So you should be able to get, if FCO advice changes to say that you can't travel, you should be able to get your money back. But as I say, in the short term, lots of companies are offering these fully protected refund credit notices, and then they'll refund the actual cash refunds in the next couple of months when they've actually got more time and resource to actually do that.
So tell us, if a holiday company goes bust, where does that leave us, the traveller?
Well, again, it depends whether you've booked an ATOL and ABTA protected package. If you have booked one that's got full financial protection, you're obviously going to be covered.
Great.
Another option is some people do pay using their credit cards, but obviously always check what protection your credit card does offer you. Obviously, having ABTA and ATOL bonding on your package is the fail-safe for ensuring that your money is protected. Another option that people should always make sure they've got is fully comprehensive travel insurance, which should provide you with additional financial security. But again, do obviously check the small print of your personal policy.
Okay, so if people have holidays but for later in the year and, we don't necessarily know what the situation is going to be at that point, would you say that it's worth them continuing to pay instalments if that's how they're paying?
Yes, if people are paying instalments, so long as they can obviously afford to, they should continue to pay their instalments. Advice is constantly changing, and even in the industry and the government, they don't yet know when international travel will recommence, and even then which countries it will be to. As I say, If you book a holiday and you pay for it in instalments, then obviously you've got your holiday to look forward to. But also that money should be fully protected so long as it's an ABTA and ATOL bonded package. So yes, we are telling people to carry on to pay for their instalments and pay their balances. Generally, if you decide to cancel rather than pay your balance, you will forfeit your deposit unless Foreign Office advice changes and advises against travel to your destination.
The skies are much quieter than normal, and that's a good news for tomorrow's Petersfield Dark Skies night. But there are some planes up there. So, Nicki, who is still travelling right now?
Well, I would say there's not actually many people travelling right now. Most of the planes that you'll see are going to be mainly cargo planes or repatriation flights, bringing people home who've been abroad when the lockdown was announced. There are a few commercial flights going, but most carriers have cancelled most of their schedules, so there aren't really very many. I personally flew into Gatwick literally the Saturday before lockdown, and the airport was the quietest I've ever seen. There were no queues at passport control for once, but it was a very strange environment to be coming into, and I know that the airports are all very, very quiet now. But it's great news for the Petersfield Dark Skies night tomorrow.
I know you just sort of touched on the sort of the affordability for continuing to pay for people that are possibly sort of out of work and that sort of thing. Is it something that would be offered sort of like, I suppose, the equivalent of a payment holiday? Or would it just be the case that you would have to stop paying the instalments? Would you be able to defer? Would that be an option?
I think it will depend on how rigid the payment instalments are with your company. The payment options that we do is generally, so long as you've paid your balance at least 12 weeks before travel at Meon Valley Travel, you can make whatever payments you like. But I know that other operators and other companies do have a more rigid plan. But as I say, we're very flexible with our payment instalments. So once you've actually paid your deposit, you don't actually have to pay your balance until 12 weeks before. So if you aren't going to actually travel until 2021, you can pay your deposit and then know that until 2021, 12 weeks before you travel, that's when your balance will be due to be paid. So for some people, that's great because it means they've paid their deposit now and they've got a holiday to look forward to next year.
Are there any other things that you think we should know that we haven't asked you about, Nicki?
My main advice for people will be to trust the Foreign Office advice and actually be patient because all of the providers, like ourselves, are working through bookings in date order. So we're dealing with the people who are travelling at the soonest. I was just going to say we're working through all of the bookings in date order, as are all the suppliers. So it's a case of actually being patient with your travel provider because what we don't want to do is change people's holidays, 2 months in advance, and then Foreign Office advice saying people can travel or vice versa. So it is about actually trusting your supplier and working with us and bearing with us in some cases to actually ensure that we get the best outcome for your holiday for you.
And do you have any information about how travel insurance companies are behaving in terms of refunds, or it's just generally you have to call and see, or have you got any feedback from what's going on?
I think, as with everything, it depends on the terms and conditions of your individual policy. I know that some policies have a blanket cover clause that they don't cover you for a pandemic, whereas other companies are looking on it more favourably. So it literally is a case-by-case basis. But what I would say to everybody is make sure that you're talking to both your insurance company and your travel provider about the options that are there and what options can be done for you, whether it's rebooking a refund credit note or a refund. So it's a case of asking the questions and bearing with us whilst we get the answers for you, because every different tour operator has all got different procedures and arrangements that they're putting in place at the moment as to how quickly we can get back to you and things like that. But it is a case of just bearing with us.
Of course.
We are always here if people need advice. One of the things that was useful was we actually operated 24/7 emergency helpline.
Thanks, Nicki, for coming in on answering all those questions.
No, thank you for having us.
Thank
it's always
you.
a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks, Nicki. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.